Hello, I am Umbrenero and welcome back to Umbrenero's Life. Today's video is finishing my 2024 temperature painting. So, at the end of 2024, there's a few boxes that were not filled in on this painting. And I did get them completed. But I wanted to go over my little bit of a finishing process for this painting. So I had some writing on here that I just did not like the look of it. It was in two completely different fonts, and it's like, I am going to redo this and make it look better. So I went through with some white paint and started cleaning up everything before I really started doing a lot of the detailed finishing parts. I also decided I wanted the boxes where each month was going to get written to be a nice white, because some of them were a little grayed out because my pencil markings did get in the way. And here is where I realized I didn't like the initial plan as I started it. So as you can see, I'm going through doing the work in between March and April, I think it was. Yeah, March and April. And using a light gray color to divide it. And I thought at first, oh, this will be a good color to use to divide up everything. But in reality, it didn't really feel right. Like, it felt like the colors were just muddled together, and I realized going over some colors, I could still see it through the gray. Luckily, I did not get completely done with this, realized I didn't like it, and decided to change. I only painted for like 30 minutes doing this, thinking, okay, this could look kind of good. I think this will work. And this is where I really noticed it, because I didn't want it to be too thick, and I could really see it under the gray, especially the darker colors. So it was like, yeah, this is not going to work. So here, I decided to pivot right away, grab some tape, and wanted to tape off the lines that were going to need painting. And I couldn't go all the way up because I had already painted on the other side there, so I could only go up so far. And I'm glad I caught this when I did, because this would have been awful to have to fix later on. So took my blade and trimmed out the tape in areas. Yes, there was a few spots where I did cut a little too deep, but that happens, and you just gotta go with the flow when you accidentally do stuff like that. And I tried to not do that much, but it can be hard, especially when you're trying not to cut through. But if you don't cut thick enough, well, not thick enough, cut deep enough to cut through the tape, you're not getting through that. So I had to do what I had to do. And I got all trimmed out. And I'm like, I'm going with black. This will look a lot better. So I just went right in with the black paint. I did not hold back. Well, except for the one little spot there, because I had wet gray paint and I did not want to lighten the darkness I was adding. And then on the bottom, I was originally going to put my little color key, but plans change, and that was one area where the initial plan was completely changed. I decided this is going to be an area where I am just going to put my title for this painting. But went through, pulled out all of the tape that I added. And yeah, in a couple spots, it did bleed under the tape, but you can't always be perfect. And I said, you know what? This is fine. This isn't the worst it could have been. It is what it is, and I will deal with it. So I took my white paint, tried to fix up some of the spots, fought with the 1 month for quite a bit, and then went back in, did another coat over the writing I had in January and February that I decided I didn't like how it was there. So over time and a few coats of paint, I did get the little things I wanted fixed up. But as you can see, I did eventually get the top half done. I didn't record it because I was just in a mood to get stuff done one day during lunch and decided I'm gonna do this, and didn't have my camera set up, so I just went with the flow. Here I decided I wanted to use my paint markers to finish up the numbering for every month, which meant I had to be pretty accurate. And I will openly say, there are a couple months where I screwed up. You would think, oh, just putting the days of the month on a canvas would be so easy. Right there, I made a mistake, and it's like, yep, it happens. It's like, it's a funny little thing of, hey, I made a mistake. But then I grabbed a purple paint marker that I had, and I wanted to just print the months because I felt that would do a lot better and look better than writing in different fonts like I was doing. And this got repeated quite a bit. So July and August were very easy to just do as a solid color for the numbers because there's really nothing too cold those months. Like, if I was to have done this year, though July would have looked completely different, so would have June, and oh, it's been awful. It's been too hot for my opinion. Well, in my opinion. But writing these numbers was probably one of the most cautious things I was doing because I could not set my hand on here while I was writing. I had to have it at a different angle so I didn't smear the paint across, because that almost happened a few times. And I got to this point and I'm like, oh, I might as well put the name on here on the front. So I actually grabbed my really opaque white paint again and just started lettering. And when you seen me reaching up there, I was actually fixing a spot where I did smear a little bit onto the white background. but that's fine. It happens. And I was toying with right there putting my color code on the front. Decided fully against it. Sprayed adhesive onto the back of my canvas and stuck my little color code on the back. Just as a nice little, hey, here are the details of what colors I used. And you would think spraying the back of the canvas with an adhesive and sticking a sticker that says it's permanent on it would mean it would stay very well. Yeah, that is not the case at all. Like, I even was applying pressure to these. They were sticking pretty good here. But you will see later what I was talking about. And since I was finishing this up, it's like, alright, I'm not going to do colorful edges. I am going to do a straight black border, make it simple, make it look good. And I was really just trying to get this all done. Sometimes you just get to the point where it's like, I am almost done with this piece of art. I want to be done with this. So that's what I was doing. And as you can see right there, my work table has been a mess. As of the day I recorded the audio for this, that mess is actually worse. So things take a while to clean up. And yes, that is black paint on my carpet. I spilled it once while I was doing a project and never cleaned it well, and it stained. But eventually the goal is to remove the carpet in my office, and I'm like, I'm not worrying about paint that's on my carpet here then, because that will all go away eventually. But once I had the edging done, I had to let it dry for a bit. Then came the day where I was sealing everything. You can see the labels were stuck down really well. Went in with a sealer, thought this is good, sealed the front. Couple days later, all of my labels curled up, and it's like, you guys were sealed very well. I don't know why you're not doing this. Look, staying here really well. But that's all it is. I did a very simple way to finish this, and it works for me. So, thanks for watching, and until next time, I am Umbrenero. Bye!